action figures or comic books? Give him a look. Owner, Wyoming. You like action figures or comic books? Just give him a look. He's the owner of Wyoming. Hey friends, it's Charles here. Today I want to talk about Gunslinger Spawn, number 37 from Image Comics. So since number 350, Spawn 350, all of the Spawn and Angels have lost their powers, except for one hybrid. And so Gunslinger Spawn is not only a man brought into the future who was out of place via the portals, but he's also got himself into a corner after killing the man that killed his sister back in the 1800s. It's a whole thing. He found himself cornered in a hotel after murdering the man who killed his sister back in the 1800s. And he had the assistance of a maid who he had befriended. And he let her escape and turned himself into the police after a long shootout where he was injured. Now he is stuck in the jail system, and we find out that his father down in South America, who I presume is some kind of drug lord of some sort, just from his shady interactions with this henchman, is arranging to have him brought to him. Now, one thing I didn't consider was the host body situation. Gunslinger Spawn, of course, is a spawn from hell, but when he was sucked through the time portal, he inhabited the body of a human, Javier. And Javier happened to be the son of this powerful man in Guyana. So we have on one side the police, then you have the hell spawns and angels who are powerless, the vampires who are still powered and seeking revenge to become the most powerful entity. So much going on in the entire Spawn universe. And Linda, the maid, she's hiding out with a Native American shaman that has been helping Javier. And it's a whole thing. And his father sees him in the media. And it's very interesting now that Gunslinger Spawn is having to deal with the issues of not only being a spawn, but being the son of this powerful figure. And that was a twist that I didn't expect. And then there was an annotation that that referred back to Spawn 308. And I was thinking, do I have 308? Because that's around the time I started. And oddly enough, chronologically, this is the first Spawn that I have. I have older ones, but this is when I first started reading this current run, number 308. And this is right around the time that Al Simmons accidentally opened the time portal and brought medieval Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn to the future. And so that was very interesting. I read it before, and the Gunslinger Spawn aspect of it, it was, to me, like a C story. You have Spawn dealing with all the other issues, making a plan with the Scorch, that's She Spawn, and trying to figure out what happened with medieval Spawn, and trying to find a way to get a hold of all these other spawns that have been brought into this time frame, so that they can team up with them. And so it's cool. It's the origins of the Scorch series and Gunslinger Spawn, all in number 308. So I had to go back and read that one to find out what's going on. So back to the present tense. We start with Monolith, and he is on the hunt for Gunslinger Spawn, aka Javier. And like I said, Javier is in police custody, and his father has arranged for him to be sent to a friendly prison with people that are on his payroll. And at the same time, you have Monolith looking for the gunslinger. And so eventually all of these points come to a head when Javier is being transferred, and Monolith finally gets his hands on Gunslinger Spawn. And yeah, just a lot going on here. And we see that okay, here we go. Yeah, so it looks like Monolith is working for Coglisto, and so that's why he got a hold of him. And the father in Guyana of the host body, Javier, is pissed because he just found out that the bus had been hijacked, and so we have Javier stuck in this route between a hard place situation. Monolith and Coglisto working together, and the Guyana father situation. None of the spawns have their powers. So much going on. And then, like I said, I went back and reread number 308 after reading that to catch up on that. And if you look at the very beginning, when Gunslinger Spawn first takes over the body of Javier, who do we have there trying to recruit him? It is Coglisto himself. And so from Spawn 358 to Gunslinger Spawn 37, it kind of puts a bow on what was set up in Spawn 308. It is like, wow. And I'm digging it so much. If you're not getting into the Spawn universe, you're really missing out on what is some great storytelling. There are so many books that are hip right now. I think if you want to just follow the Spawn storylines, the books you have to have are, of course, Spawn, King Spawn, which is in congruence with Spawn, but from another angle, telling slightly different stories on the same universe. And then we have Gunslinger Spawn, and we have The Scorch. Those are the current books that you're going to want to be reading right now. And rumor is that there is a She Spawn book coming out. And so those are the main run books that you want to get. But recently, Misery finished up, which was an interesting kind of a side journey into the Spawn universe. And then we have Sam and Twitch Case Files, which really has nothing to do even tangentially with the current Spawn universe overall. It's more of a gritty detective story featuring Sam and Twitch, who are classic Spawn characters. So that's been my thoughts on Gunslinger Spawn 37. It's amazing how it ties back to 308, and that they can have so many wheels spinning, so many different books covering the same timeline, and it all just fits like a puzzle. That's why I love comic books. That's why I love nerd culture. Is you don't get this kind of congruence throughout any other form of media. So that's been my thoughts. You guys take her easy. Check out Gunslinger Spawn at your local comic book store. And if you do not have a local comic book store, check out my friend Jeff at coffeeandthecomic.com. They ship nationwide and they have great prices on the books and shipping. So check them out. I'll see you next time. Until then, keep reading them books. I am out.